Like a dream of something magical. Everyone's waiting round to shoot and score. Look at me, baby. Where are we now? I'll take you somewhere. Maybe we could run away somehow. I see you staring, eyes just like glass. We're drifting slowly. Maybe we were falling into dreams, falling into waves. He can hardly breathe. Don't let her down today. Like a dream, I feel you haunting me. You made my bones feel weak. I don't really know if we can work this out. I'm not really sure how to feel right now. This bad boy fever, his energy. I'm no believer, trying to hide away so I can be set free. I'm aggravated, goes lie by lie. Childish behavior, giving me the feeling of a lie. It's my dreams, falling into waves. He can hardly breathe. Don't let her down today. Like a dream, I feel you haunting me. You made my bones feel weak. I don't really know if we can work this out. I'm not really sure how to feel right now. Falling, 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 I'm falling, falling, falling as the dreams go. I'm falling, 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 I'm falling, falling, falling as the dreams go by. Like a dream, I feel you haunting me. You made my bones feel weak. I don't really know if we can work this out. I'm not really sure how to feel right now. I don't really know if we can work this out. I'm not really sure how to feel right now.
Hey, nay, yeah, it's a Friday, it's the 9th on the yeah. I'm with your boy Muzi Masala, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Conversational Radio TV every single Friday, 4 to 6. And you're rolling with your boys, Hume Tato Molamu, and your boy. What's your name, boy?
Musi Maklala, bruh.
Musio Makhala, ladies and gentlemen. One of the hottest attorneys that you could meet out here in this country from MSMM. What does it stand for?
Maluleke Siriti Makume Maklala, bruh.
Get it? Get it? Save the best for last, baby. So I hope everyone else had a great week, that the week has been great. My week itself has been fantastic. How was the rest of your week, brother?
How was the rest of my week?
Yeah.
Well, this is a tricky question, you know what I mean? Given that, we're pre-recording, so I don't know what's going on. I'm like trying to think. But my week was good, man. I had an extremely productive Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah. So last week my week was hectic.
Uh-huh.
There was a night where I literally didn't sleep. Like, I didn't sleep. Like, when I was done working in the morning, I got ready for work, left, and I was like a zombie the whole day. And that day only ended at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yes. So,
Okay.
yesterday, on Tuesday, I
Tuesday, yes, okay.
This Tuesday,
Yeah.
I wrapped up all my work. Like, I wrapped it up. Like,
I feel like you were wearing a suit on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I was. I was working yesterday.
Really?
Well, on Tuesday.
As you know, man, happens every single Friday, 4 to 6. And earlier we played You Like a Dream by Noopy. That's a dope music video. As we always tell you, we always about local, esleke, and promoting local people.
Did you see it?
But the music video?
Yeah.
I saw it before the show.
Oh, I
saw it before the show, baby. Saw it before the show. So obviously we're trying to bring some nice vibe into your weekend. We got a couple of games that we're going to be doing. There's the dad joke competition, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I myself being a dad, and Muso himself being a son who has a dad.
I'm a daddy.
Huh?
I'm a daddy.
Aye, daddy. We're going to do a couple of tongue twisters. And we're also going to sing a song about PGC, which is the Pink Golf Challenge right here, which is happening on the 30th of October at Eagle Canyon. And Mr. Musu Mahlala, who coached, Tulipangolo, right, will be there on the day himself playing. We look forward to it. I'm still practicing, looking forward to it. Don't forget that it is still Breast Cancer Month, and it's also Transport Month. Make yourself aware about the different types of cancers that are out there.
Yeah.
Educate yourself. And also, we also want to get people to understand that there are other support systems, for families that might not have access to financial resources, to transport resources, because of cancer itself is a highly expensive sickness, man.
Yeah, it is.
Very expensive.
By the way, Tato sleeping on the job, man. Obviously, I'm branded. PGC, I'm branded. I don't sleep on the job, man.
I want to say something. Yesterday, I was with this chap. There's something that we're busy with, and he's like, did you submit? I'm like, how? Mara Praga, I get really busy. It's like, did you know that I submitted? And did you know that I submitted on time? Please submit. Please, Tato, you're making me look bad. Like you always do this. Hey, Banna.
I actually forgot about that.
So
that annoying kid in class.
He's like that annoying kid in class. But absolutely a fantastic day yesterday, man, and a great homie that you linked me up with.
Yeah.
Like what a guy. Like the stories you were telling, because this guy opens doors for women. Like he's that guy.
He's that guy who opens doors, guys.
Opens doors, buys flowers, massages his women. Not that we don't do it ourselves. I mean,
hey, man, I do it like this opening door business. Hey, I do it like.
Once every 5 years. I mean, because you know why? Now I believe, or at least other two name, because maybe your women learn I two there,
Yeah.
Who will amnyako?
Ne, bicep.
Muscle memory, or not make a sure memory ya will amnyako clearly. Yeah.
So here's the question, ne?
Yeah.
What if she's the one who's driving? Umulela driver seat.
Apparently,
Is it?
Oh,
like, is it a thing, Bella? Like, people open like the driver's seat for the woman, and then you go to the passenger seat.
You know what? I think this is actually a very important thing because we've got Uncle Muso on relationship advice, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Uncle Muso. I agree. This is the first time we're announcing it this Friday. People must know that you are no longer just Muso. You are Malome Uncle Muso, who gives us relationship advice. So if you need any advice, call in.
Holla.
Drop a WhatsApp. What's your hashtag? Now that we're going to be like doing relationship advice.
Hashtag Mujalo.
Is that the one?
Yeah, hashtag Conrad Mujal.
Hashtag Conrad Mujal. Okay, that's cool. But you know what? On Friday last week, I know that you recorded a new generic, which is quite dope.
Yeah.
That we're going to get to hear.
Yeah, hopefully.
Today. No, we're going to get to hear it.
Yeah.
We're actually going to get to hear it. I think it's plugged in. I think they're going to play it.
Is it?
I think they're going to play it. So before we get to our dad jokes, before we get to the tongue twisters, before we get to sing a song about PGC, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the October song by... What's your stage name?
Muso. I don't have a stage name. I have one name, Muso.
There's Malome Uncle Daddy advice.
I know that is as an elder.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Conversational Radio TV, where we bring you swag, where we bring you great conversation. It is just different. We are about to introduce to you the hottest song, baby, on the radio, the hottest jingle on digital radio, baby, brought to you by Conversational Radio TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2. Brought to you by Muso Masala, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, boy. 2020 wild year almost over. We made it this far. Let's maintain that composure for closure. Let's defeat this corona. Conrad TV now 5 months old, bruh. We just getting doper. Just for disclosure, we kill every show that we own, and you know, bruh. And it's pretty kinda kosher that Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. What? Yeah. One thing is certain, it's gonna be crazy, yo.
Conversational Radio TV, just different.
Hey.
Get the hell out of here, man.
Conrad TV's now 5 months old,
Get
bruh.
it. You know what? Selector, you know how we do. Bara halimnati. Waipinda futi. Put it on repeat, Selector. Selector, are you ready? Selector, are you ready? What a listen, I don't want you to forget. That's why we like putting it on repeat. Are you ready? Let's go.
Yeah, boy. 2020 wild year almost over. We made it this far. Let's maintain that composure for closure. Let's defeat this corona. Conrad TV now 5 months old, bruh. We just getting doper. Just for disclosure, we kill every show that we own, and you know, bruh. And it's pretty kinda kosher that Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. What? Yeah. One thing is certain, it's gonna be crazy, yo.
Conversational Radio TV, just different.
Hey.
Woo! Boy!
Yeah, man.
First time I hear it, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, it is.
What a jam.
Yeah, bro, you know.
Corona. Bona, we kill every show. We are 5 months old. I mean, Bona.
Zina was really feeling it like she was doing some weird thing. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, dog. Me, I don't know these dance moves, dog.
Man.
Sarafina, she was doing something out of Sarafina.
No. I mean, I think Zina has been around. I think Sarafina, when it came out in '94, she was there. She was actually right next to Leleti Kumalo.
Oh, yankana Zina, ne?
Yeah. No.
Zina
Leleti.
The same film academy.
Same film.
Yeah.
Bona lebo som ne ba le so.
Yeah, lebo som gaga.
Le so. Yeah.
Zina vele kumthatha.
I mean Zina le no ka ra phone le Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, Zina. Oh yes. She was working with Whoopi Goldberg and Sarafina.
Yeah.
Zina, you goals, man.
That's why we got her, the producer. You know what I mean? You know this. Love you, Zina. All right, my brother. Let's get to it. I see here that there's a couple of jokes that have been put.
So, guys, this is the rules. Apparently, if you guys have seen bad jokes, then you know the rules. So, the rule is, I tell him a dad joke.
Okay.
Nah, and he shouldn't laugh. If he laughs, I get a point, and vice versa, of course.
This thing is real. So, are you?
I'm ready, man.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? You go first.
Wait, let me get out of my laptop.
He's already laughing. So can I get a point?
No, we haven't started yet.
I said let's get started and you said you're ready.
Nah, fam, I'm not ready. Like, I'm losing this.
Because I can see this is an epic fail. I'm going to be the immediate.
Oh, my word.
I'm definitely losing this.
We've got Lad in the studio.
We've got our audio engineer.
So he's here to mediate this thing. So I plugged you on, dog. You're number 2, right? No, you're on.
Yeah, no, I'm on.
No, I don't know. He's just here to check if his mic is on. So, okay.
What? So, what are you here for? Like, what are you going to do?
Okay, because I can see you guys are struggling. You're laughing already. So, Tata's got a point. Exactly. You see, Tata's got a
No,
point.
but we haven't
already.
started. But he's also laughing.
Man, I can say.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's start from scratch then. 0-0. Whoever laughs now, they lost.
Alright.
Cool.
Alright,
Cool.
man.
Let's
Okay. What rock group has 4 men that don't sing? Mount Rushmore. Yeah.
All right. Last night I had a dream that I weighed less than a thousandth of a gram. I was like, OMG!
Okay. When I was a kid, my mother told me I could be anyone I wanted to be. Turns out identity theft is a crime.
So I want to tell you, something. What happens when you go to the bathroom in France? Think about it. Think about it. European. Get it?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You're not saying joke zaga.
No, I get it, bro. Like, it's
Why not say joke
it's
zaga?
mild, dog. It's mild.
Oh wow. And here I thought that we are boys, man.
Yeah, man.
I thought that Ronaldo and I are sorry joke corner say.
Nah, dog, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm sorry.
I when I like do those things that Hanzo driver, then you're like, oh man, Tato was killing me. This is what you wanna do.
Nah. It's not funny.
All right, cool.
A guy goes to his doctor because he can see into the future. The doctor asks him, how long have you suffered from that condition? The guy tells him, since next Monday.
That sounds like a babalas.
That's,
How you feel about it, Lani?
Shaky.
I mean, so by the way, did you hear about that guy who invented lifesavers?
Lifesavers.
Yeah, I mean, they say he made a mint.
Lani is disruptive. I mean, what do sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast.
Who came up with these jokes? Like, I cannot deal with such jokes.
That he was trying to laugh.
He's laughing. Point to Musa.
He's not laughing. He didn't laugh. He didn't break.
He's holding it.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle? Come on. You see this thing every single place that you go to. Attire.
Wow.
Okay.
I know.
What concert costs just 45 cents?
50 cents.
50 cents featuring Nickelback.
Oh, snap.
That's a bar. That's actually a rhyme. Anyway, Lani, listen, thanks, man. You can, whoever wrote these jokes, please give it to them.
Wait, I got another one for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean,
I got another one for you.
bring it.
What do you call a mac and cheese that gets all up in your face? Too close for comfort food.
Ooh. Okay.
And I got 2 more for you.
No, Bona. Drop them bars, man. Drop them bars.
Why
Drop
couldn't
them
the
bars.
bicycle stand up by itself?
Because there was no bicycle in the first place.
It was too tired.
Did you write these?
No.
Okay.
And did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
Yeah, I was there last night.
So you know it's great food and no atmosphere.
Gonna get this papers and take them back.
Thank you.
So we both won.
You know that we are highly competitive people. I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what? I laughed, so you'll both get a point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, ke one didn't you?
I lost.
Ke one didn't.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. If
I could
you.
hear you laughing from that side.
We're hilarious.
No, it's fine. I mean,
You guys are just competitive. That's your problem.
thank you.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thanks.
So the game's over, right?
The game is over.
Right.
No, actually, there were really some funny ones there. I must say.
Did you? So on my way here,
Yeah,
I was listening to radio,
yeah.
and
He was listening to another radio station, guys, because he needs to understand what's out there in the market, what are our competitors doing, and how do we refine and we get better. He did say that we are 5 months old and we're getting better. For sure, my brother. Well, yeah, for sure. Let's roll.
so look, man, I was just listening to radio.
No, I was not calling you out or anything like that. No, but you have to listen to what other radio stations are doing.
Of course, we have to.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So that CFO, the CFO from VBS, pleaded guilty. You know that, right? So he's been convicted now, and he has 10 years. Bamufile 10 years, nah? 3 years are suspended. So he started his sentence today.
But means away.
But his name is Tata or something like that. I forgot his name, man. If Zina can double check his name for us, that would be great. The CFO of VBS. So this oak, he pleaded guilty, and then in return he's turning state witness. And as the CFO, he knows everything. You know, so that's pretty interesting. And then I
hope nothing happens to the guy. I really hope nothing happens to the man, because in such cases where there's so many other people obviously involved, you only but. So he's gonna serve 7 straight, and then he might obviously get early probation.
Yeah, he'll probably serve half of his term.
So that would be like what, 3.5, no? Sure.
So
where are they taking him?
I don't know where. But
He's pleaded, and then he's gonna serve. He's not gonna go to prison.
No, he is. He started his sentence today.
And he's turning state witness, and he's going to prison.
Yeah.
Does this guy not watch movies?
No. Like those guys, Joe. Like those were serious crimes, bro. I remember families lost money there. So look, it's a best case scenario for him, because he could have gotten even worse had he, waited.
No, but what I'm saying is that you are saying I'm turning state witness, and then go.
Yeah. You still go to prison. You just
I'm not saying don't go. I'm just saying what could potentially go wrong
in prison.
In prison.
Yeah, but I think they're going to obviously put him in like a probably low, like a. I think they're going to be strategic about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I think it's 7 other executives he's co-accused. Yeah, apparently they're still going to be pleading not guilty. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
So the CFO, who knows what the numbers look like, who knows who paid who did what, if ever there was any paying whatsoever. He and has pleaded guilty, and the other guys are saying not guilty.
Yeah.
They are sticking together.
Yeah.
Against this one.
They're rolling a dice.
What's the worst that could happen if things don't go their way?
You're gonna get convicted, and get like a whole lot of years. I don't know what the maximum sentence is for their crimes, but they're gonna go to prison. That's for sure. I mean, if somebody who pleaded guilty is going to prison, those guys are definitely going to go to prison.
Because I'm assuming because the state will say we gave you guys a chance, and the fact that you're going to waste, obviously, judicial time, there are consequences to that.
Exactly. So usually what then happens is that it becomes a question of remorse. Because if you're pleading not guilty, and the evidence clearly shows that you're guilty, it means that you lack remorse.
So maybe let me ask you, if let's say I was the one caught up in an instance and you knew that I was guilty, what would you advise me to do?
Well, look, man, if I knew you were guilty, look, that's a very, very unfair question to ask me.
No, okay, maybe let me put it this way. So if you knew, for example, that okay, the case itself doesn't look good for me.
Yeah.
And you knew, Luena, that this one we can't win.
I'd advise you accordingly, man. I mean, what I tend to do, even though like I don't do criminal law, but what I tend to do with all my clients is advise them, and tell them that, look, man, this is the likelihood, But obviously, there's when it comes to matters like criminal matters, it's like a different ball game, because it's once you can prove a reasonable doubt, that someone's not guilty. That's all you need, and it's very easy to create a reasonable doubt, unless there's like overwhelming evidence.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what I was trying to allude to, because if the one guy who's a CFO, I'm assuming in this particular case, if he's turning state, he does probably have incriminating.
Absolutely. I mean, he
so
was the
for
one
these
in
guys
charge
to
of the
say
money.
not guilty. You know, I'm like, are you taking a chance here, or is
Those
the lawyer
guys
maybe
are taking a chance. I mean, it's clear. Like, I think it's a clear-cut case. They should just, like, it's a wrap.
they should just concede?
Yeah, dude. Like, it's really, really a wrap. Because I believe that even if something happens to the former CFO, I think the evidence is already there, and he's probably written a statement. You know.
But let me ask you this. I mean, just from even our conversation the last time with Shelton, you know, the closure of a black bank like VBS.
Yeah.
You know, these are part of maybe the challenges that we are having in our system. And I'm hoping that we can open up more black banks in the future.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that even this VBS debacle doesn't itself, you know, frame that anything that has black to it, you know, won't have potential to grow. You know, I think sometimes, yes, we do have leadership crisis. But do you think that it could be revived?
VBS.
After such a PR nightmare.
It's going to have to be a completely different bank, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think it was liquidated or something.
What happens to the license, Lalo? Someone could buy that license. And
I'm actually unsure about that.
Okay.
But I think by virtue of the fact that they were, so in terms of banking, right?
Yeah.
You've got, so there's two criteria, right? There's the prudential criteria, which is the monetary one.
Yeah.
How you use money and whatever, and then there's the conduct one.
I see.
So this is how the bank's executives conduct themselves, and you know the bank basically, the people running the bank.
So where you would find that in the MOI?
No, it's in the Banks Act.
It's in the Banks Act.
It's in the Banks Act,
Okay,
and it's with the FSCA as well.
Okay,
Financial
okay.
Financial Services Conduct Authority, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what happens is that with VBS, I think both the prudential and the conduct requirements were breached. Therefore, I think those are grounds for a license to be withdrawn. So you'll find that license thing, they don't have the license anymore.
You know what? I think it will also be maybe good one day to invite one of the guys probably that either interacted with the VBS matter, even from a legal point of view, because I'm assuming that even the legal team can't even have a discussion about it until the matter's wrapped up.
Yeah, no, they can't, because I mean, the legal team is, you know, it's privilege, attorney-client privilege. You never talk about your client's cases.
Okay. No, I mean, I was actually trying to serve a purpose of, you know, at least even for our listeners to understand some of, you know, what happens in the background. You know, if ever you find yourself in such a case, and you can see that it's overwhelming. Because the reason I was asking the question is that now, what if then your lawyer advises you wrongly and you can tell Emana, let's just rather plead now. Because if this thing delays now, I might get an extra 10 years. You know, now, is it not then a ploy to get more money from these guys while as they can see, really?
So, let me tell you, like, usually, the attorney will tell you worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Right? And he'll tell you why he's saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, I get instructions from you. Right? If you say, can we try to fight it? I'm like, look, we can try to fight it. You know?
Yeah.
We can try to fight it.
See, la bona re then bothata nna mo guide. They are telling you advice away now boro batlela.
Yeah, and especially because these guys, Joe, one thing I can tell you is that those 7 gents are going to turn on each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what happens. That's human nature, man.
I think I've crossed paths with maybe 2 of these guys. Very, very briefly. You know, and someone was like, hey, man, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, but yeah, I've got to beyond everything else, man. I mean, in because of, you know, it's like, you know, we had the whole Steinhoff conversation,
Steinhoff,
which also hasn't
been... We're
been...
waiting for arrests, man.
You know what I mean?
We're waiting for arrests.
And I saw that there were also protests in the Free State the Afrikaans farmers are like up in arms.
Yeah.
They damaged.
They were having a chat with the SAPS. That's what I call it. They were having a chat with
Do
them.
you think people are going to be held accountable for this?
Look, I don't think
For
so.
you to confront the law at that level?
I really don't think so. But obviously, to prove a point, there might be consequences. Because I mean, if I was a political leader in the Free State, I would definitely find those guys. I would definitely arrest them, and I'd definitely prosecute them. Definitely get them convicted. You know,
Because what's the risk of not convicting them and not actually even setting the law? Because now it means that anyone can
it's
do that.
anarchy. Yes,
You know what I mean?
You're gonna degenerate into a lawless state, and
Yeah.
you know you can't afford to have that. But you know what I was thinking about the farmers, dude? I was thinking, look, we all, you know, we all suffer from crime. I mean, we suffer crime. We are victims of crime. We all get, like, people are getting murdered.
There's
no
actually
matter where
more
they are.
crimes now in our townships.
Yes. So I'm thinking, and look, farm murder, like, I'm not even going to say farm murders. Farm crimes, they are farm crimes, obviously. There are farm crimes, there are crimes on farms, just like there are crimes everywhere else. But the challenge with the farms is that it's like a huge area of land, you know. So you are remote, and your neighbor's probably like over there. Like it's not like us, whereas your neighborhood watch can actually be effective. But I'm thinking these guys, as farmers in the farming community, they should form like a farm watch and invest money to buy drones, right?
Funny enough, there's actually those in the northwest, right? I know
Yeah.
one of my uncle's farms. They've got drones.
Yeah, you get
They've
drones.
got farm watch. If you drive in, trust me, and they don't know your car, they will stop you. You know, they will interrogate. I think for me, where I'm also having a challenge, especially when it comes to this conversation of the farm murders, right? There's black farmers that are being killed.
Yeah.
There's
It's
also
also a
white
farm
farmers that are also being killed.
Yeah.
Then there's farm workers that are black that are being harassed, systematically oppressed.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was that case, is it Witbank? Or Middleburg, where they put the coffin guys. You know, and those things happen probably every single week.
Yeah, they probably happen now all the time.
You know, so we need to broaden the conversation about what you were speaking about, that the problem is not that white people are being killed. It's that we generally as a country, we are violent.
We're violent.
There's too much violence in this country.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with GBV. It's the same. We have a violent society. This society is violent.
And it's concerning because of if now we are protesting now against the police, and then maybe let's say there's a call to say that, hey, we see that there's an attack against the state. It is a state prerogative to defend itself.
Yeah, no.
And make sure that they bring order.
Yeah.
We don't want to get to, you know.
We don't want to degenerate into lawlessness.
No,
man.
we don't. So I'm really hoping that these conversations, man, really get to a point where there's calm.
Yeah, but what happened to that kid, man? It sucks, man. Because what sparked this is the murder of a farm manager. That boy was like 21 years old, you know.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a robbery. I don't know whether it was a hit. I don't know what was going on. But what I know is that he was 21 years old, and he was killed. I don't know the circumstances under which it happened.
Yeah, and that's why I get it for now. You know, the crimes are the crimes. And yes, I do understand. I mean, it's the same topic when people are talking about Black Lives Matter. And people are saying, but yes, also other lives matter. And we're saying that, yes, for sure. In this particular case, the majority of people that are being killed by the law are happening to be black.
Yeah.
So let's address the fact that cops should not be killing black people.
Yeah.
And then from there, we can also address the other issues of crime that are happening.
You watch South Park?
South Park.
Yeah, South Park. So there's this clip. I saw this clip. They've got some pandemic special where they did it. It's like a
Oh,
free-
Philip Truta.
Yeah, thanks. So where they did they've got a pandemic special where they did an episode of Corona. It's like an hour, 50 minutes. So there's this scene in the class, right? So they've got the shields, the kids, obviously, and then Eric Codman starts like whiling, and Eric and Kyle, I think, start fighting. They start fighting. Then the police come, ne? And then they start shooting at Token. The black boy.
You know, South Park, I mean, it's like in your face, very controversial, but a necessary force
It is
because of
yeah.
itself. It's that's why I guess it's done in animation.
Yeah.
You know that they want to put, but it's really it's like a Boondocks.
Yeah.
Same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You know, the black family moves into a white neighborhood, Uncle Ruckus, you know,
Yeah.
the whole nine, man, the whole nine. But I think it was just important for us to touch on those conversations. The time is 4:37 on a Friday, baby. I hope that we're just going to get you at least for the weekend when you're having like juice with your friends. These are conversation starters.
Right.
You know, these are conversation starters because you'll be the smart guy. That's the thing about Conrad. It'll make you the smart guy on a Saturday and a Friday evening if you think about it.
Yeah.
If you think about it and you use it wisely. So I saw that we've got some tongue twisters here. But I'm really interested in this thing, Musa, and I think because we've spoken about relationships even at the highest level, you know. The Afrikaans farmers are having a relationship with government at this level, with SAPS, blacks are also having relationships with banking and money. But there's this relationship issue that we keep having. People, I mean, last week, the comments on just relationships alone, you know, were quite a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and there's been quite a couple of, you know, questions that have been thrown in, you know. How can men stop being creepy? You know, what's your pickup line? And, you know, how to better your pickup lines as a man when you see a woman. If you're interested in someone, what are the signs? You know, so I'm not sure, man. You know, when I ask bra, uncle, malome, Musa, you know, how can men stop being creepy?
Well, a creepy guy is a creepy guy, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't know what to say. Like, a creepy guy is like a creepy gen is a creepy gen.
Okay.
You know, and I think sometimes when, like, I know, for instance, that I'm actually a shy guy, you know? I'm actually a very shy guy, especially when it comes to, like, issues of women and stuff like that. I swear. Like, and...
You know this is being recorded. I was just actually checking if Lani is recording. But anyway, carry on. Excuse me. I'm sorry to like have stopped your thought.
No, real talk. Sure.
Sure.
I feel like sometimes when you're shy, you might be a bit creepy. You might seem a bit creepy. You know?
So you are saying, in short,
I'm not
you
a
might be
creepy guy.
perceived as a creepy guy.
Yeah, it's possible.
So what?
But no, I
what-
don't act creepy at all.
But what are some of the actions that would make a guy who's shy look like he's creepy?
Like,
What would a shy guy do?
let me tell you. So
Okay.
a shy guy, let's say we're chilling like at a nice little lounge,
Yeah.
you know, restaurant or whatever, and there's a girl or woman there that I find attractive. Nah? Some oaks would stand up and go holler at her and tell her that, listen,
I actually saw a guy do it yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. But he was a brave guy.
I that's you see. So there's gents like that who'll go and say, listen, I think you're very beautiful.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then there's oaks who will just sit there, look at her, and then when she looks away. He looks away. And then he looks, then he looks away. That's some creepy shit. Like I think a girl's gonna feel like this guy's creepy.
Ladies, have you ever experienced a guy who probably has looked at you for more than he should actually be looking at you, where you just feel this guy's eyes pierce your...
Yeah.
The back
But
of your
girls
head,
do it
right?
too.
Man,
Girls do
I've
it
seen it.
too. Apparently that's
I've
them.
experienced it.
That's yeah, you've definitely experienced it.
what do you mean definitely?
Dude, come on, man. Like,
Why is this? There's an assumption that if you're on TV, like girls will just be like...
No, but obviously, like, I'm sure even gents look at you, bruh.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean? With you, it comes with the territory. With you, it comes with the territory. You know? So with you, Sham, you don't know if... Sham, wait again. I actually feel sorry for you.
I'm glad that someone actually feels sorry.
Actually
for
feel
you.
sorry. Like, you
Because
know,
you never really know what's going
you
on.
never know whether the ones like you for you, you know, or because... Sham.
Well, and I think probably some did not necessarily like me for me. I mean, I wouldn't say the name of this actor, but he once engaged, you know, met a young lady, you know, hung out, and then one day decides to invite the girl over to his place.
Yeah.
And during their interaction in the bedroom, the girl stops this guy
Yeah?
and says, "Hey, please say what you usually say."
Oh, my God.
Right? These are things that some guys on television have to deal with.
So she's in love with the character.
She's in love with the character. Like, this guy, when he's telling the story, he was so troubled because he thought, like, I mean, I'm vibing, this girl is loving me. And it's like, Chief, that line that you said, please say, because like he had a consistent line.
But
I'll tell you of the.
Yeah, please tell me. Please tell me. And here's the question. Here's my question.
Yeah.
Did he say it? Did he say it?
He said it.
He said it.
He said it. He said it. So I'm not sure who's more creepier.
He said it. I mean, Joe, when you mid-stroke, you know what I mean? It's the rules change.
Imagine you probably like with a girl, and then she's like, Muso, I heard that Conrad song, and she just loved that one line.
Yeah.
I said, say that line.
I'm gonna say, listen to it. Yeah, try to do your phone.
Try to
my
keep
phone.
easy.
You must listen to it if you want to hear that line.
Oh man, but you know what, men, and I think also even with women, because it's really quite balanced. You know, if you've got something to say, as long as you approach with some dignity, with some respect, the least or the worst that you can get is a no.
Yeah, and
That's the worst that you can get.
And you shouldn't. Look, there's ways to change a no.
Yeah.
Ne? Do not force a no. There's a difference. Like, she could say no, ne? And you could still make her laugh. You could, still be a bit witty.
Because the reason she might be saying no, and that's why we obviously, want to encourage that. Let it be respectful at all times. Because if Mwanyana sometimes might say no, because she's also had experience of guys approaching her.
Exactly.
So her no is just like until she gets to know you. Then she might say, hey, that's why he said make her laugh. Because a lot of guys don't like to make girls laugh, man.
Yeah, man. I think that's like.
Hey,
yeah,
Muso,
man.
they say Muso don't lie. I mean, they say Muso is not shy. I mean,
I'm a shy man. I'm a shy nigga.
Uncle Bramuso. Hey, listen. Let's try this hashtag. Uncle Bramuso. I actually like Uncle Bramuso.
Uncle Bramuso.
Uncle Bramuso, for any advice that you might need on relationships, sometimes legal, hit the brother up, man. Hit the brother up. And just so you know, guys, that the next hour of the show, we're going to be having a doctor in the mix who's a cancer research specialist. So make sure that you tune into that. Don't log off. It is 4 to 6 every single Friday here on Conversational Radio TV. If you don't catch it, you can go to YouTube and even get to watch some of the old shows. Because I'm telling you, man, we're changing the game, changing our digital content itself is consumed. But the conversations themselves, Zimnandi.
Hey, Uncle Bramuso,
Yeah, what's up?
I need a lawyer.
You need a lawyer.
You see, that's the problem. And then Muso
What
has
do you-
addressed this issue.
What do you need a lawyer for?
Hey, there's this battle, dude. I'm actually battling right now. It requires a lawyer.
Is it relationship based?
No.
Are you happy in your relationship?
Why you?
This guy's very happy. I see his posts. This guy's very happy. This is like one of the happiest gents on my WhatsApp. Like,
No. Lani is a happy guy.
this is
man.
like one of the happiest gents. Like, Lani gets angry over things like people using bright lights in the night. Putting their lights on bright. Like, that's the type of stuff Lani gets angry at. Like, that's a great
And
line.
he's in a relationship, lady, so please. Araska tubelang Lani lapa. Lani's very happy.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, because no tlabazama on phone, I know they'll be DMing.
You know what I mean?
No, we don't want that kind of vibe. We
And
don't want
remember that other time when Lani had us apologize to his woman. That's why, like this is why Lani.
No, that's when I saw Hore. This man is serious about relationships.
Yo,
And, it's like
I was like, what? Life.
that's
Lani-
why that's why he's happy at home.
That's why he's happy. Ne?
Bona, I'm learning a couple of things. I'm like, hey man, Lani, is this how you do
you
it?
think-
That's why
do
like
you
that
think-
gent yesterday, I was like, hey man.
Do you think Lani opens the door?
Definitely.
He definitely does.
Lani,
He definitely
Lani
opens the door.
and closes it. If it's raining, he will bring
I'm
the
pretty sure-
umbrella, pick her up.
I'm
So,
pretty sure his girlfriend actually come following until
Never.
Lani goes around
never.
and opens the door.
Bona, ladies love Lani.
I'm sure even when they go buy like bread, like he's like opening doors.
He's opening doors, push the trolley, say, babe, listen, I will push it, I will sanitize. You just tell me what you want. Actually, even sometimes, what could potentially happen? He could video call her and she's at home, and Lani's at the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and put the phone there by the grocery, by the trolley there, and just chat with his own, like, hey, baby, yes.
Yeah. You know what? I've actually realized that I think our production team, like the gents, are romantics. Like Mark.
Yeah, no.
Mark is an absolute romantic.
Yeah, Mark's
Jackson.
I think I saw him recommended. I saw one picture where he's with like his wife, you know, and I'm like, goals.
Like the eye, like he's here. Like, you see, when I grow up, I want to be Lani Mark.
Lani Mark,
man. Like, you guys inspire us, guys. So I just want you to know, keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't change it.
I'm not inspired. I'm not inspired at all. You guys don't inspire me. I'm sorry.
Was that a radio ad? Wait, Lani, did you play? Did Lani play something? Did you just say you're not inspired? No.
What?
You're not inspired at all.
What?
You're not inspired?
No, I said I'm not inspired.
Sure, guys. You know, it's these guys that say that they're not inspired, and then tomorrow, actually today, when he gets home, he might just like, as part of my vision board, I am going to start opening doors just as a market tester.
Yeah, no, I do it. But like 5% of the time, like spontaneously. It's not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That one I want to agree. That one, listen. I know, and even some of my characters that I played, you know, I used to be like the most romantic guy there.
Yeah.
And then that used to be the expectation, because they thought I'm that guy. I'm like, whoa.
That I'm not your guy.
I'm friends with him, Muso. Come on.
I'm a proper gent, dog. Me, I'm a proper gent. You can say
Hey, Brian, we proper gents. It's just that our love language is not the same.
Yeah.
And let's be okay. That's why Nagere, ask me how I want to be loved, and I'll also ask you how you want to be loved. And then over time, we'll find ways, but we can't change a person.
Dude, now, how do I love? I want to make your life easier. That's my love language. Like,
thank you.
When I'm in a relationship, my woman shouldn't, like, her life should be very easy. Yeah. That's what it is.
But you know, sometimes, and I mean, you would hear comments like, yeah, but you want to control, you know,
no, it's
guys.
not even
And I'm
about
like,
that.
listen, I'm here to support you.
Yeah, like,
I'm here to help you grow. Udinga nuku daddy.
You know what I mean?
Portion of land. No, anyway. But oh man, we didn't get to do the tongue twisters, but probably, you know, even when we get the doctor for the next show, maybe let's see what the doctor. I thought, I don't know, like, because you know, if you're a cancer research specialist, like the tongue twister. But you know, uncle,
There's 2 videos.
Uncle,
Show Charlie.
Uncle, your advice, I think people must go and watch South Park. They might learn some stuff there.
South Park is amazing.
Gonna learn some
They
stuff
will
there.
be offended. You will definitely get offended, but you need to get over it.
I believe that sometimes when we get offended, I think that we aren't mature enough for conversations.
Yeah.
Because now it's like going to a comedy show
Hey, Chief.
and then catching feelings
Joe.
about stuff.
Yeah.
But don't understand the environment.
Yeah.
It's really there to, because that's what comedians do, is that they raise important issues.
They do.
In a very funny way. The way that we do. Because I mean, we're funny chaps, don't you think? I think we're funny chaps.
I'm hilarious.
Say it again. Say it again.
I'm a very hilarious guy.
Thank you.
Look, man, as long as I can be hilarious to one person, one woman, then I'm very hilarious. You know what I mean?
That's all that matters.
That's all
man.
that matters.
That's really all that matters. So, because it's Cancer Month, Pink Golf Challenge, 30th of October at Eagle Canyon. 120 golfers will be on the greenies. It's going to be an exciting day. It's going to be fun. We'll be having also a gala dinner. It's October Transport Month.
Who's doing the catering?
Breast Cancer Month. Who's doing the catering? It's the Eagle Canyon.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you have somebody that?
No, I thought perhaps the lady that was serving Braringo here.
Oh, Unati. Maybe Labour might ask Chef Unati, because I think they've also got their own chef.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe. We are going to be jumping into the second hour.
Wait.
But
So
I want to because
are we getting another shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
New shirts.
All right.
Very dope.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna love them. But because Utliemo was some t-shirt
What do you mean?
I mean, like, now you're making me look like people are gonna be
You're
like,
sleeping on the job, bro. Sleeping on the job.
you think you know somebody. You think you know somebody. Oh, by the way, sing a song about PGC. That was actually the last challenge.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up the show, it's 4:52.
You start. I started the jokes.
Wow, really?
Yeah, nigga, we taking turns.
Really? You started the jokes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you love somebody,
This guy loves singing.
if you
he
love
really
somebody, tell them that you know about PGC. What's PGC? Muso.
PGC. I'm still singing. That's a note, my boy. That's a note. Let me tell you something. I don't know why you laugh. Because at the end of October, we're going to play some golf. Woo! You know what we do. It's all for support of Cancer Month. I don't know what I'm saying. Please, answer, man.
Well, there is a type of cancers. It's prostate, it's cervical, it's breast cancer.
I don't know why this guy's making cancer sound so romantic.
Because of cancer lifestyle, that's what PGC is about. It's about raising awareness for people to go and get tested. Not only just get tested, but to be supportive to those that have cancer. Yeah. So on the 30th of October, let's meet at Eagle Canyon.
You really love singing, dog.
Woo! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. You're far too kind. Yeah. Far too kind. Oh, man. Woo! This Friday, I hope it's been a jam, everybody. We're going to just to wrap it up. Actually, Lanzo, can you play us the Conrad TV October theme? Because this jam is a jam. Boy. Yeah, you might be seeing us and you think we're not serious people. We actually are very serious. But when we come to Conrad, we are here to make your day fun.
Yeah, man.
You know, this is really about you making sure that you spend your 2 hours and it's worthy and worth your time. So, Mr. Attorney, thank you for your advice. Uncle Bramuso, your relationship advice, stellar. I think people must look forward to it every single week.
Yeah.
Because they don't know.
You're welcome, guys. You must send the questions in advance.
Now, send the questions in advance. DM Conrad. And don't forget to go to our Facebook live stream. Facebook live stream every single Friday, 4 to 6. Not just on my Insta page on Facebook. It's happening there, guys.
Yeah.
You know, visually, it's looking superb.
Yeah, there's angles. You're
gonna love it.
Yeah.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no. Are you ready, Lanzo? How about
Yeah, bro. 2020 wild year almost over. We made it this far. Let's maintain that composure for closure. Let's defeat this corona. Conrad TV now 5 months old, bruh. We just getting doper. Just for disclosure, we kill every show that we own, and you know, bruh. And it's pretty kinda kosher that Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. Conrad TV is now 5 months old, bruh. What? Yeah. One thing is certain, it's gonna be crazy, yo.
Conversational radio TV, just different.
Hey. Yeah, bro. 2020 wild year almost over. We made it this far. Let's maintain that composure for closure. Let's defeat this corona. Conrad TV now 5 months old, bruh. We just getting doper. Just for disclosure, we kill every show that we own, and you know, bruh. And it's pretty kinda kosher that Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. What? Yeah. One thing is certain, it's gonna be crazy, yo.
Conversational radio TV, just different.
Hey.
What's going on? Why don't I do brabons?
I'm just a boy with a dream in my heart, just making my way to the start. I've got a smile and a song that I can sing. I've got a feeling that this could change everything. I will sing for you. Let me share this truth. I will give anything, and I will give everything to sing the songs for those who can go on. Oh yeah. Oh hey. If you ever feel the fire within, then I'm telling you, my friend, we're both winning. It could happen to you, 'cause it happened to me. We all need reminding of who we can be. I will sing for you. Let me share this truth. I will give anything, I will give everything to sing these songs for those who can go on. Oh yeah, on my way. And when you're burning bright and your dreams are in sight, it's then when you realize you are the future. And when you find what's true, you want it for others too. And you could be that thing that they believe in. So let us sing this tune. Let us share this truth. We will do anything, and we will do everything to sing the songs so they can carry on. And when they believe in it, and when they feel it, they will sing their songs for those who can go on.
Yeah, bro. 2020 wild year almost over. We made it this far. Let's maintain that composure for closure. Let's defeat this corona. Conrad TV now 5 months old, bruh. We just getting doper. Just for disclosure, we kill every show that we own, and you know, bruh. And it's pretty kinda kosher that Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. Conrad TV's now 5 months old, bruh. What? Yeah. One thing is certain, it's gonna be crazy, yo.
Conversational radio TV, just different.
Hey, hey.
Hey, that's the hot new joint. Obviously created by the one and only Brayarona, Uncle Bramuso.
Oh, so you didn't write this one?
No, this one I didn't want to write this
You
one.
didn't write this one?
No, this one I didn't want to write it. I felt that, you know what, let people at least enjoy your creativity. Because people don't know how creative you are. So I just thought that, you know what, on the month where we are doing such a big awareness campaign, you know, that we just get Muso just to drop his bars. And ladies and gents, you heard. The boy itself, he's tight, he's nice, he's fresh. He might be dropping something soon, which I'm looking forward to. We actually can't wait, Muso. We actually cannot wait for that thing that you are dropping. When do you want to actually drop, dog?
On my birthday.
Do people know your birthday?
My birthday. In fact, I don't want people to know my birthday. But
You really don't?
they're going to know on my birthday. My birthday is on the 24th of November.
Of November.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Single, album, what are you going to be
Like
dropping?
an EP or something.
An EP, nyana? Something, nyana?
Yeah.
Are you going to put on all the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need to make sure that my stuff with Sampra.
It's sorted out.
Yeah.
All right. But I'm assuming that you probably will give us a performance.
A performance.
Because we have to have you exclusive. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And we can't have you now going to like other channels before you start here.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sure?
100%.
Okay. You seem very excited.
But you know,
about
here's
this
the
project.
thing, man. I'm trying to. I really want to manage how I'm gonna do my music. Like, I don't want to be all over the show. I don't want to be all over our TV and stuff like that.
Okay.
I just want my music to be accessible, and yeah.
Music for the people, for the masses. Welcome to Conversational Radio TV. You can get us on our Facebook live stream every single Friday, 4 to 6. We played you by John Tsenule, I Am Just a Boy. Keep sending your music videos. If you're a signed artist to your own stable, independent artist, send your music videos. We will play them here on Conversational Radio TV. If yourself, you're a musician, tell your friends to tell their friends that, you know, there's a vibe. And that vibe is called Conversational Radio TV. And guess what? You can send your music video because soon, who knows, somebody might be watching you because we've got audiences that catch our show consistently from Jamaica, from Dakar, from Kenya, Nigeria. You know, we quite global, baby. People might not know, but we're very global. We're very global. And... you know, because itself is Cancer Month, we've got Dr. Amogela Manganyi, Chief Medical Officer at Steve Biko Hospital and CEO of MediHealth Solutions, a health consultancy firm focused on assisting youth at risk with quality, stigma-free, affordable healthcare, based in one of the country's busiest hospitals, Steve Biko Hospital. You know Steve Biko? It's in Pretoria.
Yeah, man. Steve Biko Academic.
Yeah. So Dr. Manganyi has treated a number of suspected COVID-19 cases, working under tough and strenuous conditions. It's about healthcare, you know, practitioners day in, day out.
Yeah.
You know, this young man, he's got a lot of energy. He's wearing,
Is he gonna come inside with it?
I'm not sure if he's gonna come inside, you know, but I think he's a man who says that what I wear is what I represent.
Yeah.
You know, he also represents.
Then we're gonna have to raise some issues.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
of course.
we're gonna talk the issues.
No, I think so. I think so. So obviously, you know, some of his research interests and passion points in the medical field are cancer research, consulting on lifestyle-based risk factors, and he advocates for lifestyle interventions as the main target of his primary intervention. So lifestyle, and I guess when he was making the presentation on the 4th of February, he spoke about some of the things that will impact, and also that might also increase your chance of getting cancer.
Yeah.
And some of them are lifestyle orientated. So it would be great to know some of these lifestyle contributors to health. So this young man, I mean, some might know him as the slave prince of Gauteng, of Jozi, you know, a world traveler. Haritzi. Utano tepuelela dibra. Ntate Manganyi. Chief.
There's no chair.
Is there no chair for the young man?
It's just me.
All right.
I will love you till eternity. How much I tried to show
One day we'll all be fine, my brother. How are you?
Chief, now we are fine. Yeah. Now, we've just introduced you the whole way. Like, we said this man, young doctor, cancer researcher, he's like, what I wear, man, represents. And now we're like, we built it up. But now you're wearing a different jacket. What happened there?
This is always the jacket I was wearing.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe you're colorblind, so there's that element too.
No, man, there's some colors that I'm quite clear about.
Yeah,
Because of
No. CEO, Medi Health Solutions, that's what I'm wearing. Morocco Solos, obviously.
Are you a soccer player? Why are you wearing Morocco Solos?
No, I'm the head of medical over that side.
Are you the head of medical Morocco Solos?
Yeah, man.
Well done for remaining in the PSL.
Oh, is it in the PSL?
got promoted. Not promoted.
Yeah.
I'm talking
look,
future. I prediction. Now you are saying you remain.
Where is Swallows' home?
Dobsonville Stadium.
Home ground.
Dobsonville
Are there
Stadium.
sweets there?
Oh, by sweets, what do you mean?
You know.
He knows.
I mean,
he knows.
I mean,
You
there's a
know.
lady at the corner who sells smoothies and stuff
Oh,
like that,
okay.
like with a little desk.
Yeah.
Doctor, welcome to
Thanks, good
Conversational
boy.
Radio
Thank you.
TV.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
making time. I think it's also quite important that, as black young entrepreneurs, let's spread the word about what we do.
Yeah.
And also because your work itself is important. I mean, I've seen you do some crazy hours, man. Crazy hours. Don't know how you do it.
Right?
How do you stay awake?
See, that's a very important
Yeah.
question.
I don't sleep.
Yeah, but how do you
Not sleep?
how do you stay awake?
Wow. In my training, funny enough, many people don't know this, but I've actually been practicing now for almost 6 years, post-varsity. So I've had a practiced sort of, demeanor when it comes to medicine. I've always been somebody who takes on more than they should probably be able to chew, but I do it anyway. And so all my projects...
So you're like an East Tembu kind of career kind of guy.
I mean,
In his career.
are the Hawks
like-
listening to this conversation?
Okay.
Yeah. So I have found time to make sure that my passion keeps me going, and I think that's what it is.
Because I think here I read that obviously lifestyle interventions.
Hectic. Yes, you have a little thing about
Yeah,
it. This is so cool.
Wouldn't
You know people that know you.
I mean, I can see that.
Certified.
No,
wouldn't like staying
Yeah.
taking too much, taking on too much, have a negative impact on your
On your health.
lifestyle and your health.
Yeah, sure. I think you need to know how to manage your health in the same way you manage your diet, right? Because healthcare is a prescription. Exercise is a prescription. How you eat is a prescription, and not just medication you take on a day-to-day basis. So, and all of it does come in doses, and it's all about dose adjustment, right? So, if you're going to, beef up on one side, you have to make sure that on the other side you're also sort of providing cover. And so if you're conscious of that and make sure that you do get intervals where you sleep. No one said you have to sleep for 9 hours every single day. They say that you need to get enough rest. And that could be active and that could be passive. And finding how that really integrates into your day-to-day lifestyle, that's what really makes it all different. You know what I mean? So the most successful people, they'll tell you they take power naps. They don't actually sleep for long hours of time. Elon Musk actually says that too. So
Because I was just telling Tato earlier that last week there was and this happens often.
Yeah.
There was a day whereas I literally did not sleep, and I went into the following day, and then that day ended at 9:30, the work day. So I only slept probably at 11 that night. But then one thing I realized is that my body always pays itself back. So all that lost sleep will be caught up somewhere.
Bona, the body is one thing. Now, in my experience, just this thing here has taught me that at some point in time you're gonna have to rest, and that's why you're saying in dosages, right? So it's prescribed.
Sure.
So obviously, in how it's prescribed, I guess that's what I think a lot of people need to understand, because a lot of people think that not sleeping is actually healthy.
that's true.
And we've made it such a norm, and especially in corporate culture, people sure.
Sure.
Boy, me sleep. But
it's
what are the long-term impacts of people not sleeping? Because we also don't want to have this thing created that by you not sleeping, it means that you'll be successful. So therefore, success means that you must never ever, find sleep or time to rest.
I always find that people like to associate success with deprivation. And it's a fallacy. You know,
Yeah.
they say you need to deprive yourself of fun times. You need to deprive yourself of sleep. You need to deprive yourself of spending. You need to deprive yourself of time with friends. And really, it's not like that. Because if you starve something for so long, really, it will fall off. And that throws off your balance as an individual and as a human being. And so you need to have that balance. You need to have that one night when Tato phones me and says, I am at X and Y and Z. With sweets.
Yeah, plus I'm actually going into the sweet business. But anyway, that's another topic for another day.
But yeah, to get to it, I mean, you know, obviously we all know decreased levels of concentration. Obviously lethargy. Do you realize, remember that there's a circadian rhythm to sleeping. And that's really what it is.
You might need to maybe explain circadian because of, you know, you might assume.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And that's what I was about to get into, right? So there's REM and non-REM sleep if you want to get into the physiology of sleep. Okay. But basically, at the end of the day, there's a shallow nyana sleep and a deep sleep. And it's really when you're in a deep sleep, when you're able to, you know, when your body's able to relax and it shuts all the essential functions down and diverts it basically to making sure that your heart keeps beating, your brain keeps working, and your blood keeps circulating. And what they say is that when you take a lot of power naps or short little naps, you don't actually enter the deep sleep stage. And therefore your body never actually reboots. And that's the problem and that's how you're still running on empty because you haven't actually refueled your batteries. Right. So you need to be able to give your body dedicated time. I mean, even when you're growing up, our parents used to say, you know, and even back then, before we even went to med school, you know, it was well studied that if you don't sleep for a certain number of days, you will not be productive. You end up losing sight of that rhythm. Yeah.
So there's this other time where I was awake for a long time, and I swear I literally almost lost my mind.
Yes.
Like I literally almost lost my mind. I was like, wait, what? During
that time, were you taking any caffeine-infused drinks?
Yes,
coffee?
Naturally, you know?
Yeah.
Naturally. I mean, otherwise I would have failed dismally at staying awake. So, yeah, it was. I realized, wait, man, even cognitively, there was a depreciation.
So because I want to ask that because of, I mean, so these are obviously things that have an impact on our daily routines and functionalities. What happens to the human if you consistently keep up with this type of behavior? Over time, what could potentially happen?
Oh, you'll definitely crash. It's multi-organ. You can end up having cognitive changes, as you said. Remember that you can become delirious. What that means is that you enter an acute confusional state. They'll just say he started acting out of ordinary, out of character, and that's the definition of delirium, right? And obviously then we'll have to then interrogate as to why it is electrolyte imbalances, because if you're not being able to sleep, you're not replenishing the stores of the important metabolites that the body has. You also have to look at what you're taking in at that time, because it's rare that when people are staying up and cross-nighting that they're eating healthy whilst doing it. And so you can actually work yourself to a standstill, and find yourself having to be admitted for severe exhaustion, dehydration, and you can suffer secondary effects of such things: lower respiratory tract infections, pneumonias, acute confusional states, and ultimately probably even also coma and possibly death.
And die.
You know, low medicine. Lithium. Like if your lithium is low, right? Okay. Because I mean it's part of your system. Because I think also a lot of people don't know that the body is like a huge organ and it has different systems.
The body is like a supercomputer, right?
100%. Actually, better than a supercomputer.
I actually want to ask you something very interesting. I don't know, it could be false.
Yeah.
So I read that in Japan, right, you've got some of the most highest amount of smoking, right?
Sure.
But some of the lowest lung cancer there. How is that possible?
I'm not sure, actually.
Because do you know where I'd link it? Do you know where I'd link it? Japan is a society that is very big on teas. What is in those teas that they drink?
No, hardly. Those are two different systems. So, I mean, remember that smoking causes irreversible lung damage. So, on that basis, even if you drank, smoked, whatever, did anything else, the problem is that once the fibers get infected by the smoke, they harden. So it becomes like a dark sponge, but the compliance slowly stops being able to be more and more spongy. And that's why people have rigid, that's why people will tell you, I'm struggling to breathe. That's why people are unable to function, they're having oxygen in their homes, because the compliance of the lung is gone. So even if you have teas, I mean, we know, medically speaking, that if you smoked for 10 years, say you've been smoking for 10 years, then you stop today, those effects can follow you for another 40 to 50 years. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's...
So are you saying that it's recommended that maybe you continue doing what you're doing?
No.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just
what I mean?
I'm just checking. Okay. No, I don't want people to get it wrong. Because they might hear you to say, no. Then
Because now it's confusing.
It's definitely not confusing.
It's confusing.
There's no confusion in what I've said.
I'm confused because it's like the effects are going to follow me. That's why numbers.
No, Outwani.
no, but wait, hello.
Outwani.
Yeah.
Remember that
Yeah.
in one cigarette, you've got anything between 15 to 18 different types of cancers.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, everybody
How many
hates this
cancers?
cancer talk, right?
How
Everybody
many? How
hates
many?
it.
No,
Almost
please
18
repeat.
different types of
18?
cancer. Yeah, 18.
In one
In
cigarette.
one cigarette, yeah. And remember that it's very unusual that a cigarette per smoker will only consume one cigarette. And so obviously
It does not happen.
the
One
volume
cigarette a week.
And you know the ones
Yeah.
that get me are the social smokers. I only smoke when I'm drinking, as though that like your lung switches on and off between them.
Yeah,
those
it
times.
knows,
Like,
apparently
like,
knows the
yeah,
difference.
your lungs are like, yeah, now he's drinking. Now we can, that's only when we can choose a smoke to enter the body.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The effects last far longer.
Yeah.
So you may not smoke every day, but the mere fact that you smoked in the first place means that it's still affecting you.
And sometimes even when people drink, they might even smoke more.
Then yes.
Like that.
Yeah,
you know.
like when I drink, I smoke.
Do you see?
man. Like I smoke.
Yeah. So come on, I get double time.
I just want to do a quick, like, how many cigarettes you smoke a day?
It depends. So I can have anything from one, right, to
20.
Think you finish a pack?
no. On that would be a very that would be exceptional under very exceptional circumstances.
So even when you're drinking, you'll never finish a pack.
No. I don't. It would be under exceptional circumstances. Then again, I do not drink that much that I would be smoking that much as
No, continue with the exercise. So
Do you want to know what the biggest contributor to prostate cancer is in black males? By the way, black males are more prone to prostate cancer now than white males are in South Africa.
Why is
We
that?
just that's what we need to. Let's just first imagine that. Imagine a world where it's because the reason is that everybody always thought that cancer was a white disease. It's a disease of the Caucasians. And remember, traditionally we used to have to deal with what we call a triple burden of disease. So we knew that we were getting the infections, the bilharzias, the TBs, the HIVs, because of the circumstances under which we were forced to live at the time. And the poor access to one, healthcare, and two, quality foods and necessary supplies so that we can be nourished and we can keep healthy. But now, with the advent of, the fourth industrial revolution, how people have migrated, how people's eating patterns have changed along the years, we are now basically just as alike to our Caucasian counterparts with regards to lifestyle. In fact, sometimes we can even argue that we're worse. Because everybody smokes. Believe it or not. We all smoke. Whether
Secondary or first time,
whether you
right?
put a cigarette in your mouth or whether you drive in traffic in Johannesburg in peak time, you're smoking. The lungs don't discern which is which. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The epithelium gets affected either way.
Yeah.
And so how do you manage that exposure is really what you have to ask yourself. And on a day-to-day basis, what are you
Live in
doing?
the bundus.
What are you doing to sort of that's and we've established that, right? We've researched that and we've seen that people living more remotely from metropolitan areas live longer. But then the argument then becomes, why are Tonga men 6 times more predisposed to developing liver cancer, even though they don't drink much? So you have to look at lifestyle, you have to look at the patterns, and it's actually down to a nut that apparently is found that side that actually causes liver damage.
Which nut is it? Because I'm suspecting is the other nut. Because there is this nut that I think I've also.
Can get petrol.
Yeah, I get petrol. Get peso. So banna ba bangata ba idirisa or ba tlhatswe system.
I try to system.
That's what they
accelerate. I try to accelerate.
No, but
But
haven't you heard some of these conversations where I've heard these, but I'm like, when did you become a medical doctor to say that, nah, this thing, the time that you are going to sexual interactions, that's what they say.
It's a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on the human body, and I mean, it's like estheticians.
Yeah,
is that what they're called? The ones beauty, what?
Oh yeah.
Those ones who open up a bar and they say, do this for your skin, and women all flock to it. But dermatologists, they actually hate that profession. It's not regulated. These people are not really qualified. So what ends up happening is that the dermatologist has to actually deal with the ratifications of what that esthetician has been doing. But now on Instagram, people are online, they do IV drips.
like
people want to be young forever.
And people want to do that. That's what it sells. And they think that when you get these cheap fixes,
dermatologists are actual medical doctors, no?
who are specialized in the
Yes,
skin,
yes.
because the skin is the largest organ in the human body.
Yes.
And so obviously they are the ones who would have the firm say. Don't you find it peculiar that no dermatologist becomes an esthetician? They don't. So ask yourself why, because if they are the specialists of skin, why wouldn't they be the ones who can recommend or who can at least open something in that regard? So again,
but I think there's many schools of thought, on things. Because, for instance, in my profession, you'll find that you'll find somebody who's not necessarily an attorney or an advocate. Maybe I relay a short course on something. Who be able to give you legal advice? Who be able to give you legal advice?
Yeah.
Fine. The extent of the legal advice may not particularly be as well as I would have given it.
Sure.
But it can be correct. You know what I mean?
Like these other small baba advertisers on TV, I won't say their names.
Yeah. You'd find that that sometimes there's I think with dermatologists it's like a real specialization. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like a deep understanding. But does that mean that the guys because I know a doctor who became a
esthetician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
I know a couple of them also.
Yeah, I mean,
sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think perhaps it's not all doom and gloom,
I mean, look, I think to one extent you're right. Everybody has an opinion on something, right? And you remember the issue about medicine in general is that nobody really uses it unless they have to.
Yeah.
Right. So it's only under I know lawyers have a nice term for it, where they call it not an aggrieved something. It's like they say that you only use it because you're under duress to use it. So if somebody said you're dying and this is the only doctor that can do this operation, you don't care. You're just gonna sign and pay because you needed to live. But at the same time, you must remember that there are certain people who you know to listen to, and those who you should probably think twice before you listen to.
On that point, because you're absolutely right, but you find that when people are looking for hope, if you grew up being told as a young kid about how bad your skin is,
sure,
right, you've got obviously psychological trauma of how you view your skin, so your self-confidence.
Yes.
And then it's like, then you meet the person that says that I'm a professional.
Yes.
You might not necessarily investigate the depth of how, well clued up they are about their career.
Sure.
And then someone like that says to you that, listen, I've got the answer for you. To look younger, to look more beautiful. Because I get you must remember that TV is also a contributor.
Of course.
We market psychologically, we are.
TV.
So that, because these guys pay big dollar. This industry, the esthetician has been in the come up.
It's big business.
And I do
now.
worry about it as you
huge.
raise it, because it really is then a concern whether are they helping people, right? Or are they just giving people false hope? Because then if they are, it then taints, I guess, the medical field.
Yes.
Why is it not regulated?
Because there's no college. So there's no overarching body that says that if you are going to practice in this field, these are the set prerequisites that I needed.
But
so I can, for example, I can say, no, I can even make a vitamin supplement IV and sell it to you.
But what I'm asking is, why is that not regulated? Why is it not regulated? Why isn't why aren't doctors isn't it concerning that, I mean, given the risks that you intimated that that whole profession carries, would it not be advisable then for it to be? Isn't that like a basis for it to be regulated or to be outlawed? Or
So there's a diploma that allows you to a 6-month diploma where you can do sort of aesthetic medicine.
Where do you get this? Do you get it at a medical university?
Yeah, actually through the College of Medicine in South Africa. So through you can go into the College of Medicines.
But you have to be.
But you have to be a doctor to do it.
Okay.
But then again, remember that there are beauticians who did diplomas in beauty and whatever have you, who then end up going to work there because a doctor hardly actually is the one who's actually administering treatments. Yeah. You find that it's the beautician or the assistants or even whoever else is there who ends up. But the problem is that, remember, because most of the time nothing goes wrong, nobody really pays much mind to it because it takes time, it's the skin, whatever. But once things do go wrong, they go horribly wrong. And that's where the level of skill set comes in, to know that in the event that this thing turns out this way, I'll be in a position to negate it by giving this treatment. But most of the time, these guys just throw anything at everything, including the kitchen sink. And they don't know.
Do they not collaborate with dermatologists?
No, not at all.
They don't.
No, not at all.
But it would be advisable for them at some point in
definitely,
time,
yeah.
to get that professional.
But I mean, the argument would be, why don't you regulate guys who tell you they can grow your penis size? It's been there. You see, this market has existed for more than 20, 30 years now. Yeah. But there's no regulation. Why? Yeah. Instead, it's always looked down upon in a way that, they make fun of it. It's like push medicine. And in the same sense, why isn't there that market?
Can you enlarge a penis?
You definitely can.
Really?
Yes.
How does that happen?
There are various amount of techniques that you can employ to do so.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a thing, Bella, this thing.
I just thought this thing was a joke, like people trying to make money.
No, guys, it's a thing.
On the real.
It's a thing.
So is that a process you go through an operation, or are they pills that you take? Like
some use medications, some use mechanical methods.
What are the side effects of something like that?
I mean, it's like asking what the side effects for taking something like Viagra are, right? Is that too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. You end up having sustained what we call priapism, when you have an erection that sustains for longer than 6 hours. And then we have to take blood out, because that's what it is. You have to manually disinfect it. You guys are crazy. I don't know why you guys are laughing at this. This is an actual...
No, it's an important question, because all of them are linked to things that could also potentially give you cancer. Even from 6 hours. For 6 hours. There's someone driving from here to Durban.
No, because you've taken medications. You've taken...
6 hours. Wena o sa eme.
Job.
Rona mona re kgathetse ba tsama. What are you doing for 6 hours?
But
guys, it's really not pleasurable. These guys are really in distressing positions when you find them.
Have you had a patient?
Yes, I definitely have. I've had a patient fracture his penis.
What was he doing?
Yeah, no, I think you.
What was he doing?
I think I've told you the story.
Yes, you told me the story.
What
you
was
told
he
me the
doing?
story of a patient.
Disclaimer: this is totally medically related. This was not a joke that doctors told.
And just to say, you didn't say the name of the person.
No, but just to show, or just to say that the things that people, as much and that's what I was trying to elaborate, is that guys, there are guys who are out there with fractured penises, and I mean, you can imagine how, as a man, it must be.
How does that happen?
Okay, so what had happened was... No, not even. I think she had said that they wanted to add some sort of new dynamic to the bedroom. And so I think he was lying flat on the mattress, and then she was jumping up and down the mattress. And I think she tried to make sure that when she splits and he... the mechanics. But remember that the vaginal canal is curved. It's not straight. And so from the beginning, there was just a flaw in thinking, because it doesn't go up straight. It curves. And so there's no way you'd be able to get it in perfectly. And so predisposing you to obviously...
So this guy went surfing and thought he could surf straight?
Penile fractures. I mean, look.
Damn, man.
How to many ways? But anyway.
So please read up on this Japan thing, man.
I swear.
It's really wild. It's really wild. Those guys smoke a lot, but apparently they've got the numbers of cancer.
Of what type of cancer?
I read lung cancer. It's the weirdest thing.
I think it would be great to investigate what other types of cancers. I mean, because if there's 18 different cancers in a cigarette, for me that's like damn it.
Yeah.
What's going on, right? So why cancer for you? Why do research in the space of cancer?
Oh wow. Funny enough, when I started in cancer research, it was actually for a client. I had just started out in the medical consulting space, and I had a mine actually say to me, listen, we have firefighters at the mine, and we actually wanted to find out whether or not them going to fight fires themselves predisposes them to developing more cancer, which is weird, right? Because firefighters are 6 times more predisposed to developing skin cancer than any normal human being like you and I. And it's funny but they're always covered. So you're like, but how? Because, and so that's really where it came about. And then I started branching off. I did the top 5 cancers in South African males, top 5 cancers in females in South Africa, and looked at the overlap and realized that breast cancer affects men too. And this is what I sort of reiterate to guys, is that do you do your breast exams as a man? Because you do have breast tissue. And anything that has tissue has the potential to transform. Because that's what cancer is, right? Basically, it's a group of cells that act out of line to what the body says they should grow. And so they grow in an abnormal structure, and that can spread and affect other organs. And so it's that loss of regulation that causes cancer. And so for me, I've always wondered, I've been baffled by it, because it was always seen as a off-label topic for African people to talk about cancer. It was always, as I said, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, all of those things were seen to be Caucasian illnesses of the affluent. But we're seeing that people who live in the most, in the poorest of the poor conditions are at risk of developing cancer more than those who are in affluent positions. And you have to ask yourself why.
Can animals get cancer?
100%.
So this
Like
is
going into skin cancer.
Like a dog can get cancer of the stomach, cancer of the pancreas, cancer of the gums, cancer.
So sometimes it's just natural selection.
Well, look, remember that there's a big genetic component, a big environmental component, and a big... So what we say now is that 70% of what determines whether or not you get cancer is really woven in what you do on a day-to-day basis. So that element, only 5 to 10% is genetic. So this thing of my grandmother had cancer, then her mother had cancer and whatever, that's 5%. The other 95% is based on what you eat,
That's
if you
fantastic.
exercise,
That's fantastic.
what you're smoking, and what you consume.
But I want to ask again,
That's fantastic.
does you going
you
to
some
gym,
Huh?
does you going to gym every single day guarantee you that you live a lifetime, you will never ever catch any disease?
Definitely not.
No. And besides, like Tato can just rock up and shoot you in the head.
But I don't think anybody...
No, but beyond that, I'm just saying, like, just
I don't think anyone believes that if you go to gym every day for the rest of your life, you'll never get
there's
cancer.
actually people that believe it.
They do believe that.
There's actually people
going
that
to the
believe
gym
that.
is
Hagia
to
Jimmy
feel
Joe.
good. You feel good like after
Yeah.
nice exercise.
Remember, guys, too much is as good as too little. It's always that philosophy. Remember that I've treated bodybuilders who took large amounts of creatine, who we had to put on dialysis because their kidneys zonked. These are guys, big muscular guys who spent hours and hours of years in the gym. But because they overdid it, their organs started to fail.
So does
and so the
creatine do that?
balance is so important. Right.
So creatine does that. Like it messes
yeah,
with you.
creatine actually does mess
Like
up.
you shouldn't have
You
it.
shouldn't have large amounts of it.
Go to everything
Everything
done
in moderation.
excessively.
So I know there's creatine in a steak, right? Apparently.
No, but that's natural
Right.
creatine.
Yes.
That's fine.
So this one that they sell, is it safe to have?
Remember that again,
As
to an
per- well,
extent,
as
as
per-
part of
as-
a regular workout program with a diet that fits it and a normal hydration status intake. Remember, the problem about creatine is that it absorbs a lot of water, and that's why they tell you that you must be
must
drinking
drink
at least
lots of
2 liters a
water.
day when you're on that supplement, and make sure that you pass it out, because remember, you're using it as a basis to recover muscle. and as one of the building blocks of proteins, and that's why you need it. So it needs to. But the problem is that if it clogs up, it can end up causing problems in your kidneys, and that's why you need to flush it out your system. And so again, if you're eating too much, you have to gym to your body, and that's why they always tell you before you can even think about saying I want to gym, you need to know the type of body type you are, endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph, and then you know how you can eat to your body, how you can gym to your body, so that it can last you for the rest of your life.
So, comrade doctor,
Yes,
you play golf
I do. Okay, on occasion.
on occasion.
Yeah.
So you play golf.
Yeah.
He's a highly competitive guy. You're a highly competitive.
I'm not competitive, man.
I don't think I'm competitive much either.
Sure.
I like.
Listen. Just because of Batubali Shebi, obviously you wanna front.
I'm
right?
not a competitive guy.
No.
Not when it comes to golf.
No,
Me too. I don't think
Not
when
when
it
it
comes
comes
to
to
Really?
golf. I'm not competitive when it comes
You sure?
100%.
Are you gonna be there on the 30th of October?
I have nowhere else to be but there on the 3rd of October.
You wanna be playing on the day?
I am going to assemble a team of individuals.
No, because there's a reason why I'm asking. Because it would be great.
Answering questions like a politician.
Comrade.
Politician.
Yeah, that's like a comrade doctor.
What I'm saying is not factually incorrect.
Do you see what I mean? Like,
But that's also how attorneys talk.
no, I
So
mean,
it's like
that's
you never ever in jail like Lara Ben. Le.
No, I answer questions.
How?
I answer questions. Like, ask me anything, I'll answer it.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, you are right. You will answer it.
Yeah.
The problem is that the answer ya how.
Oh, just because it's an
Will it be
answer that you don't-
acceptable
like,
to the-
It's not the answer that you're looking for. It doesn't mean that, you know.
That's a typical.
Are you going to play?
It's a typical attorney's response. Did you hear that?
No. Typical. But
Wow.
Amu.
Yes.
And I really want to dive, because you spoke about the breast cancer issue. Also, gents don't know that they could get breast cancer. But some laughed at me when I said that you could, as a gent, get breast cancer.
Oh no, definitely. 1 to 5% of males in their lifetime will develop breast cancer.
But men don't believe that they've got breasts.
And remember that more men die from breast cancer than females. It's crazy.
What? Please repeat
Yeah.
that again, because I think it was an interesting thing when I was like,
That is
so
wild.
please say it again, my brother.
Yeah, because we're not able to detect.
It goes undetected.
Because we don't detect it, not because it goes undetected. Don't remove the burden of guilt from the individual.
Yeah.
We as men are the problem, right?
But does that also come from our cultural teaching?
So this
100%.
means that this means that families are lying to us then, because let me tell you why. Ne?
Yeah.
I believe this statistic. Ne? Let's say I believe this statistic. Have you ever went to a funeral and heard of the breast cancer?
Never.
You see, so they lie to us. They don't tell us
No
what
one
is
lies
breast
to you.
cancer.
They just don't tell us the full truth.
Also,
Yeah.
by the way, it's culturally taboo
Yeah.
to ask how did someone die after a short or long illness. They'll just tell you "Nalwala, nasatukudishapu." You know why? Because also remember that most people who suffer from this, they probably don't even know they had it. Because for you to have a statistic, it needs to be recorded. This is why whenever a person dies at home now, today, if somebody goes and dies at home right now, they have to get tested for COVID. Because we don't know. So we are testing. I literally test dead bodies. Literally, they walk up to the hospital. I have to swab it, and we have to wait for the results because there's so many unaccounted reasons why people are perishing at home, and a lot of people aren't aware of the conditions that they have. Tell you how. A lady, a grandmother, she'll come to the clinic or come to the hospital, and she will tell you, "I have hypertension. I've got high blood pressure." I get, okay, cool. What do you take for it? It's a white pill that I break in half, and you see, it starts there. Because what that does is that it starves healthcare providers of relevant information. Because if you're not empowered as a patient, there's no way you're going to be able to tell the next person what you're doing or what you're taking and making sure that we can control that. And that's why even when I started my own business, Medi Health Solutions, it was to make sure that medicine and people can communicate wherever they go. And so, and I think that's the biggest issue. And once you can have that narrative, and once you can have that conversation, somebody can rock up anywhere from Mahikeng to Pretoria to Soshanguve, and you just rock up, and there's a little device that allows us to link that health information. Don't you think it will be easier for us to keep track of patients, one, make sure you're more compliant to medications, two, and therefore less people dying at home for unaccounted reasons?
Why is
But also,
healthcare-
sorry, Musu, the language barrier also,
Yes.
right? Isn't that also part of the big problem? Because of now, Dr. Mamang, go Sosha,
Yes.
and I'm just hearing these big words.
Well,
Then Kiko Mahike, then kopana le yone, and then bothata bone ke ile ka bone mona ha ke fitla mono ba mbotsa gore then be ke go ra ke re hey ke pilise fela mphile because some of the wording.
Yes,
So
yes,
is there not also then opportunity for us to change also from a language barrier perspective? Because I know in the legal field you guys are starting to change. That some court cases are being argued now.
Yeah,
and
but
presented
right now, so this is what we did. Our firm actually instituted an action in Sepedi. Our papers were in Sepedi, pure
Wait,
Sepedi.
weren't you guys the ones in the newspapers now?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it was a couple of years ago. But then, so what that did was this. It actually cancelled out Afrikaans because Afrikaans used to be a medium of litigation as well. So because Babu Nohori, and the reason why we were doing it because if you've got an action instituted in Sepedi, the lawyers have to be Sepedi, the judge have to be Sepedi. So it's like a method of transformation where you force transformation. Because when the papers are in Zulu, the judge has to be Zulu, the attorneys have to be
Yeah.
Zulu.
That makes sense. I like
So
that.
that's why we did it. But then now they outlawed all languages, so now it's English. So fine, we won part of the battle because we'd get served with Afrikaans papers, you know what I mean, and then you have to translate it or whatever. But now that doesn't happen anymore. So yeah.
Khale ba itaola.
Yeah, but I want to ask you
It's been like that, man.
Khale ba itaola.
We have to be unapologetically biased to black people.
Khale ba itaola di mense ba tsenya. Yeah.
Tell me, man. Like, what are medical practitioners doing about the high cost of healthcare, man?
Because here's the interesting thing.
You know,
that
like,
there
it's-
is a pill, right? In India, it's less than 20,000 rand.
Yes.
In South Africa, it's costed at 880,000.
1,000 rand.
Yeah. So why there are some discrepancies that really need to be resolved, and also how we procure and where we procure, because of in the medical field you find that there's a lot of innovations happening in India, a lot. From the contraceptive, from a lot of things. It's just for me, I'm not sure why he feel like
Yeah, market drivers, man. Remember, pharmaceutical companies will never invest in something that they
Bottom
don't
line.
see making money in. And I've always been very open to say that the cure for HIV does exist if you've got enough money for it. Magic Johnson can't automatically wake up and not have AIDS anymore. It doesn't.
Does he say he doesn't have AIDS
No,
anymore?
Magic Johnson doesn't have AIDS.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what he says?
No,
It's been documented, dog.
But he's not HIV positive.
No, Magic Johnson is no longer HIV positive.
But not saying what it's
We're not saying obviously go and.
better.
I've got the man.
That's the problem.
I'm kidding. I really don't.
So let me, and I'll hypothesize to you is this: there was a plane that was carrying researchers who had discovered the cure for HIV. That plane was miraculously shot down because remember that it's more profitable getting people addicted than it is to give them a cure.
Same like any drug.
Like any drug. And so the business of HIV and AIDS, the Western world will never tell you the secret, but the business of it is worth more to them, much more than getting rid of it completely. And so you also have to look at that. Look at the fact that in South Africa, 2-3 companies control 80% of the healthcare space, Life, MediHealth. And I mean, you sorry, Mediclinic. You need to look at. I'm speaking it into existence. Anyway. So you've got these players that really pit against each other, and they really push the market up. So I mean, you've got prices that are inflated by 200-300%, and that's why NHI was devised. But remember that the issue of NHI is that it's a codependence of departments in order for it to run successfully. Right, and that's where the catch is that if people are not able to, if get 10 rand go spare box, Edwin knows 5 rand, Motomo knows 4 rand.
Edwin knows 200 million. I'd say 5 rand. But anyway, that's not the point of the discussion.
If you've got so many hands in that pot, then how are you going to successfully administrate such a big, it's an account in the sky, which allows everyone to just enter and get medical assistance wherever they need to. So it's those technicalities and those small cogs that we need to sort of sort out in our machinery.
So is that then why, from a cancer perspective, knowing that this is the disease that kills more than 10 million people globally?
Yes.
A year. Right? Similar like with HIV, there's been so much money pumped into research, But what's happening in the cancer space? Why aren't we finding some sort of cure, something that at least reduces? Is it the same kind of problem that we're having here at home? Because how many oncology centers do we have that are accessible to black people?
Do you want me to use one hand or three fingers? It's a trick question. And that's the disparity, right? I remember when I gave a talk, I think you were around for that one, when I was saying like cancer kills more people than malaria, TB, and then combined, yearly. It's crazy. And the fact that people can be so naive in the engineering of cancer therapies means that they perhaps perceive it as something that wouldn't, one, be a financial driver for their own bottom lines. But to remember that we're living in a society that feeds addictions and that feeds the drivers of cancer more than the cancer itself. So looking to the cancer as a summit of a mountain, whereas the small blocks that lead up to it are the things that we're not attacking, you're not really going to do much. Because yes, you're chasing after the fact. You will forever be behind, right? I've seen that cigarette companies are putting pictures of people who are intubated with a tube down their throat.
Especially
The first
overseas.
time I saw that was when I was in India. That But do you think that's scarce? Because I think that after a while, because
No, the shock
psychology, then
factor goes away.
No,
yeah.
so here's the thing. Like, when you smoke, you reconcile yourself with any eventuality. You know, especially like a gent like me. Like, so I was about to ask you a very dark question. You know what I mean?
Dark?
I was going to ask you a very dark question, and I think you could answer it. Like, why are people afraid to die? Why don't people want to die? You know, but that's very dark. We
No,
can
it's
talk
not dark.
about
I
that.
actually, I'm quite agreeable to your question. Why are people afraid of death? Because of what we fear.
Because
loss.
like well, obviously, naturally, because you are engineered to survive when you live here. If somebody comes and tries to hit me, go block, and probably, because it's a reflex. But in the bigger scheme of things, like I'm not afraid of death. But obviously, it's nice to live. You know what I mean? But that was going to be very unrelated. Like,
No, but that's why Barry. I mean, hona le wa lo about time. Baba maenze dipina ba re monate mpolare. So they're not afraid of death.
Tata, I really don't think.
I don't think.
really don't think that's the tune of.
I'm just saying. No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, even our bodies, with cells that we have in our bodies, like white cells, we are always in the defense so that, because we all are here to serve a greater purpose. But genetics,
So you'd hope.
genetics, what role do genetics play?
Not even, I think
and also from
yeah.
speak to genetics and blood type. Right, because then there's the blood type, and you are told also to eat according to your blood type. Now you find that in other rural and township communities, people don't know the
They
impact
don't know
of
any
what
of
that could also have.
They really don't know any of that.
So when it comes to cancer and the contribution, and I mean, we know guys that have smoked for 50, 40 years.
Joe,
guys that
this
have
is 80-year-old gent. I met him. I'm like, Chap, why you? Well, first of all, I was like, Chap, why are you smoking? And then I was like, you know what? Let me mice because
Yes,
he
we
doesn't
do.
care.
Yeah.
No, he does. He's
No,
80.
at that age,
He's 80.
at that age,
you know?
yeah.
And then he says he's been smoking for 60 years. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm still cool.
Could
still
that
good.
be a genetic?
But obviously his lungs are damaged.
100%.
Of course.
But Marajojo ilopele. Like
But it's like he's
he's like a Datsun.
he
It's like
doesn't
Datsun
have an
Joe.
oxygen thing. He doesn't
Maro-
need it.
Why
He's
is that Datsun?
like I'm like
1400. Hona le batho ba le hore ba jwang. They're built like the 14.
oh valiant. Oh, it's valiant.
Yeah.
The Fort Cortina.
What?
So
Yeah.
So these things genetically mo mmeleng ao because hona le ba mele ba tlotsi wa 5 years.
And then
and
never-
Mariano give am tlotsi wa 5 years wa jima wa etsa mara ne mmet.
Yeah.
You know
How
what
do
could this,
genetics work? Yes. How does
yeah,
does
what
that
could
work?
what could really be happening there?
So, the beautiful response to that is we actually don't know. We can speculate, and we do most of the time in medicine.
Yeah.
We know that we have a pie graph that sort of, tells you what percentage of what contributes to you developing cancer. And as I said, that's how I can tell you that 5 to 10% of it has to do with genes. But the bigger issue here is that what about that 90%? And yes, fine, that 5 to 10% is important. Yes, your genetics are important, but remember that you have a profile as an individual, right? Biological, psychological, social. We all have profiles of health, because that's what health is, right? It's not just the absence of illness; it's psychological, physical, and psychosocial sort of well-being. And so if you're not able to manage that 90%, the 10% really won't matter. You understand what I'm saying to you? So yes, you can have a genetic predisposition, but whether or not becomes expressed depends on the inputs that you're putting on a day-to-day basis.
I'm pretty sure the woke ones will tell you about spiritual health as well.
Because
Definitely.
what are you eating?
Let's cover so. Chakra hand. Chakra hand.
Because of it's like in the system, everything is connected, I guess. And I think some of us then just take one portion of the system and we say we are okay.
Sure.
Not understanding that spiritually you gotta be okay because you're spiritual. If you're not all right spiritually,
things don't come together.
So then
Yeah. So I was gonna ask, like, what is the value of contribution that your mind makes to your overall health? Because I lie too much. Like I can trick my mind. Like I can literally trick my mind to do whatever I want to do.
you could be Bruce Lee right now.
It gets the yes. Like I literally do
Yeah.
that. Like, but sometimes obviously I don't. Like it's.
We've got a couple of minutes left.
Ish,
gentlemen,
Fana, this is a
before-
dope conversation. You must come back.
before
dog.
before we
You have
wrap
to
it
come
up,
back.
right?
No, I will. But the long and short of it is that your mind is more powerful than any gun or any weapon formed in this
the
world.
most powerful tool.
It really, really is. You've seen people walk on glass. People go through intangible things, all in the name of stretching the human limits. And so there's definitely a big component in that. If you can condition yourself to it, you definitely can do it.
Because
Pavlov
Einstein
did.
says that we used what percentage of our minds?
Less than 10%.
Apparently that's not particularly true.
Apparently it is.
So we'll argue about this
Don't
after.
use the apparently. That's
No. I mean,
Okay, let me. It's not about it.
Bati time, isikati, nako, date. I'm trying to say that in South African terms, nkare,
Why
nako.
don't they use tongue?
wow, man. And we're actually running ahead of schedule, but then here you come. And
So-
now we're scoring a free medical consultation.
Mr. Mangani,
I mean, I don't know if it's free.
CEO of MediHealth Solutions,
Yes,
Chief
yes,
Medical
yes,
Officer,
yes,
Steve
yes,
Biko
yes,
Hospital.
yes,
He
yes.
joined us today, cancer specialist, a black young professional who's in the health space, support his business. But I think it's important that we continuously have these health conversations, especially for our black people.
But I think,
it is
I think,
not a joke.
I think even more importantly, young black excellence, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Dude, that is very
Well done.
important.
Thanks.
That
What
is
do you mean,
dope,
guys?
man.
But
I'm
and great
happy
work
to
is
come
done
back,
through
man.
collaboration.
Always.
Great work is done through collaboration. So we look forward to seeing you on the 30th. You guys on the same team, obviously, because you guys are golfers. You guys golf.
Yeah,
So it'll be
yeah,
great to see your uncompetitiveness on the day.
Yeah,
I mean, of
in
course.
fact,
yeah.
everybody is done with Allah, so
Yeah,
Sure.
one hand
And a
behind
big
my
shout out for
back.
you for wearing the pink golf
Yeah, you
challenge,
know, man.
pink t-shirt,
I
man.
actually have I think 5 clubs in my car right now because driving range just getting through.
Isn't that like a criminal? You can't roll around it. Okay.
Okay, anyway, thank you very much, guys. We're gonna obviously close it off with our Conrad
And
October.
I'm gonna
baby.
go have a smoke.
Did you not just
There's no use in crying. Roll the dice and thank me later, baby. If you let me ride with you, you know that I'd appreciate you, baby. The kind of life I'm living is way too sharp for complications, baby. But if I should fall for it, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, tell me, who left you all alone? Who left you all alone, baby? Baby, who made the big mistake? Who's sleeping on my my baby. You like to test your limits. Tequila when you feel it fading. I taste it. You know I can't dance with me. 3 more drinks, I'll be amazing. Crazy about you, baby. We'll speak the golden thing. Same dude your heart broke with, baby. Tell me. He knows he can't rewind, and now the chance is mine to take it. Tell me, who left you all alone? Who left you all alone, baby? Who made the big mistake? Who's sleeping on my baby? Who left you all alone? Who left you all alone, babe? Who made the big mistake? Who's sleeping on my bed?